That's what's happening now. So, but before I talk more on beampark, just to say, why would you choose Dagenham and Dagenham? Because I believe that's important, because before you move to an area, you have to have an understanding of why you're moving into the place. And with experience, I found that some of my clients, they've moved into an area because of their family, because of their friends, but not gaining the right understanding. And I'm just going to say a few points about why choose Dagenham and Dagenham to live in or to invest or to rent. Number one is the cheapest borough in London to buy a property in. In Dagenham and Dagenham, you can, for a 3-bed, you're looking at about 280 to about 320, depending on the size. That's roughly, but I'm sure the nearest borough to us, which is Newham, you would spend more than that. So we pride ourselves to say Dagenham and Dagenham is one of the cheapest borough in the capital to invest in London. It's very big. It's about 40 acres of land in Dagenham and Dagenham. And Dagenham is well connected, as we all know. It's just 15 minutes away from London, M25 and City Airport as well. So I'll just go through beampark. What is beampark? Beampark is East London's new exciting community, and it's going to be having 3,000 new homes. It's just going to be like a whole community of its own. And the amazing thing about it is that we have the London Help to Buy scheme, which is going to be part of it, which is exciting for first-time buyers or for those thinking of buying or selling the current ones they have. But later on, I'll explain what London Help to Buy means. For beampark, they'll be having a 1-bed apartment, 2-bedroom house, 1-bedroom house, 3-bedroom house as well. That's going to be the specification for the park. Where is beampark? Like I said earlier, it's on the new 813 road, just by McDonald's. I'm sure we all know the McDonald's leading to Ballet Road. So it's going to be located among 17 acres of land. The open spaces will include children's play area, exercise equipment, and promotes biodiversity. Let me just explain so that you understand what I'm saying. Imagine yourself living in an area whereby you don't have to go outside to do anything. So that means you're in the community, you have your schools, you have the gym, there's also a train station coming into that area. That's going to be C2C, linking from Dagenham, from beampark. It's going to be called beampark C2C line to Dagenham into Raynham, which is amazing, isn't it? Say that again. Okay, I thought you said something. Okay. Like I said, it's going to have health facilities, medical center, gym and leisure center, retail and recreational areas, Station Square, which I said, the C2C shops, supermarkets. Do you all? I'm sure we all know Canary Wharf, isn't it? Yeah. And I'm sure when we visit Canary Wharf, you always like to be there, isn't it? And that's the idea of what they're trying to do in Dagenham and Dagenham. Wow. So for those of you thinking of leaving, I would say you should stay in Dagenham and Dagenham, because there's a whole lot of developments coming on board, which I will touch later, but I'm focusing on beampark, which is what Pastor has asked me to talk about. There's going to be 2 primary schools, nursery, a community center, the gym, a community cafe, and multi-faith center as well. Then also transport, which you said earlier, the C2C station, Dagenham Eatway station, which is just going to be 2 miles away. Beampark, which is also very close to A13 because it's going to be on the A13 new road. Beampark is introducing 2 new primary schools, I said earlier. National award-winning for the Educational College, which is 30 minutes drive from the community. Beam Country Primary School rated good offset, which is 6 minutes drive away. The nearest shopping mall will be 28 minutes by car to Stratford, Westfield. I'm sure we all know Westfield Shopping Mall. And Blue Water Lakeside, which is going to be 13 minutes away. In terms of the price, sorry, I think I moved too fast from. I think we're going on to prices.
Rises.
I think it's the next one after this one. No, after that. Sorry, I think I'm too fast. I'm just mindful of time. Okay. So, a one-bedroom leasehold apartment, you're looking about 273 to 298. A two-bedroom leasehold apartment, 345 to 370. Four-bedroom house, you're looking about 525, 540, 420. I can see some people nodding their head. But if you remember 20 years ago, right now in Dagenham we have properties for about 320. I'm sure 20 years ago it was about less than 100,000. And that's the thing about property, it never waits for anybody. But having said that, like I said, the London Help to Scheme buy is there to help everyone, and that's why it's been negotiated to have some of them as affordable homes for those that are willing to go on the market. So let me explain more about what London Help to Buy means. For instance, if you want to buy a property and it's 400,000, you will be required to have 5% of 400,000. So which means the government will give you 40% of the loan amount of 400,000, which is for 5 years you don't pay interest on it. So what you're then going to the bank is, rather than asking for a loan of 95% of 400, you will be going to the bank for 60%. Now 55%. That is what you'll be going for, which makes it affordable and makes it better for everyone. That is the reason why, because if you see the price of the 545, if you have to look for 95% of 545, then in a region of earning in excess of 150,000 per year. So that's quite a lot. So that's why they have the Help to Buy scheme to help everyone, should in case you're thinking of buying the property. Like I said, 5 years, it's also, which is the same workings I've done here, just to explain. If the home in the example above is sold for 420,000, you get 252. That is 60% from your mortgage, and the cash deposit you would pay 168 on the loan, which is 40%. You won't be charged loan fees on the 40% loan for the first 5 years owning your home. There are some banks that offer, not everyone. We have Bank of Scotland, we have Barclays, we have Halifax, Leeds, Lloyds, and so many which have highlighted above. Who is eligible? I'm sure that's the question you're asking me. Who can have the scheme? London Help to Buy equity loans are available to first-time buyers as well as homeowners looking to move. For instance, if you have a property and you want to move, you would be entitled to have, you will be eligible to on the scheme as well. The home you want to buy must be newly built like beampark, just as I said earlier, with a price tag of up to 600,000. You won't be able to sublet the sum. It's just for you to live in or enter a part exchange. It's not eligible for that. So that's a nutshell about beampark, and it's being built as we speak. There's some other developments coming up in the area, and the plan is to have like a mini Manhattan. For those of us that have been to New York, I'm sure you have an idea of what I mean by mini Manhattan. This scheme is also looking forward to provide approximately 2,000 new homes in the borough. This is happening in this borough as well. The Vicarage field, this is a major redevelopment with 200,000 square feet. Shopping center as well, plus music venue, hotel and selection of restaurants, and 850 new homes. It's also the plan. Also 360 backing, and you living is constructing 4 award-winning single towers, which will provide 290 homes by the end of 2019. Also in Crown House, there will be 2 tall buildings like skyscrapers, which will provide 400 homes as well. These are all happening in this borough. Then also the Other Leisure Center, which is 37 million center, provides high quality facilities, including 20 by 12.5 millimeter pool, 130 station gym, children's soft play area, and having leisure spa. This is also another of the developments coming on. That is the plan for this borough. Then also the Broadway Theatre, The theatre provides a huge variety of programs of live music, dance, theatre. Do we all know that there's a secret cinema here in the borough?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So sometimes you don't have to travel all the way to the city to have a good time. You can also spend that time here in the borough. It's an amazing place. I've been there myself, and it was a great evening as well. And also, Gasoigné Estate. There's going to be Gasoigné East, Gasoigné West. These are regenerational to place most high blocks with a new high quality and mixture of tenure, which is the same thing. All the development are going to have affordability homes. That's the plan. So should you want to find out, really that ends my presentation. But I'd just like to end on this note. There's a saying that says, knowledge is what makes a change. And without that knowledge, you can. There's so many things happening in the borough. Don't limit yourself thinking. I know there's some with restricted status in the UK, but that doesn't stop you from buying a property. I think you need to seek information to find out. And in order to find out an information, seek the right professional. Because once you get to a person and you actually know more than that person, then you shouldn't be in that office because the person is an expert. Check what they are accredited as, what members they have. Those are things that you need to, because I know there have been a lot of people that have been victims of bad advice, and when you talk about properties, people are just withdrawn. But what I like to say in that is just seek advice, find out information. And we're in the 21st century, you have the Google internet, and if that's not enough, then you seek professionals to help you. So for those of you that are here that you already have a property or you're looking at buying a property, I would implore you to find out more. Don't limit yourself by the price, find out information in order. You have children, youngsters growing up. Even if not for yourself, you can advise them to go on the property ladder. And that's something you never get wrong. You never get. There's always times and season, like now we have the Brexit. But I believe everyone is moving on from Brexit now and people are beginning to do what they want to do. And it's something we'll always come out of. So never limit yourself based on the news or what you've been read. Seek information and find out. And that's all I have to say today. Thank you very much, sir.
Praise the Lord. You know, you give me an extra 10 minutes because of the message coming. But there are some few questions you'd like to ask. I just told her to please find out information about this beampark and other projects coming. Because I want all my youths. I mean, my daughter is already doing so I'm encouraging my own children. So, and I feel everybody here should be my children, isn't it? Yes. Those especially who are younger, those in the university. Now, one thing I also want you to know, she can help you buy a house, not just because of, not just beampark. She wants to buy a second house, because she has to sign some documents for the house to move to. The bank will not accept some of my other friends I have, other estates, because she has some qualification which is better than them. So I look for her, to meet her. Are you understanding me? Yes, so you need to really know there's some qualification she has that makes her better than few other friends I have, and those people that knows me know those few friends I have. So I want to say to you that she's going to stay behind a little bit, maybe in mommy's office. You have some private questions. And when I said it last week, a professor who came from Nigeria, wanted to have information because he need to fly back yesterday. He's gone back now. So that's what it is. People are desiring to come from Nigeria. You can still buy us from Nigeria even. But you need to, like you said, you need to meet the right person. And because I want to ask you, I know a time came way away. Let's use any areas of challenges. Every area of challenge, you can help us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like as I said earlier, I'm a property consultant, which means I can advise on property, finance, and protection, which makes us one shop. So regardless of whatever you require of me, I am able to help. As long as it has to do with property and finance, I will be able to. But never limit yourself and think, I think you should ask first before thinking you can be helped. I think that's the best way forward, sir. Ask.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
And our office is just, okay, not be our question, but our office is, again, John Samuel's Church, here. I don't even know Church Emily. Church Emily. Church Emily. Here, around the corner. So, please, make sure if you are moving, especially if you want to marry, don't marry and stay in one room. You can stay in 3-bedroom. I'm going to ask question, and the Lord will promote you in Jesus' name. Amen. Please let mommy ask question. Only my wife. Nobody else ask question today. Okay. Ralph has brought you.
I wanted to ask because there are some people who, by the grace of God, are already landlords here.
Yes, ma'am.
In the borough.
Yes, ma'am.
So with this new development coming up now, how will they be able to thrive with what they've already got? For example, will this one take the people away from the other?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see what you mean, man.
Or should we just, or should they just sell their houses and move to this side? Or what do you think?
There's a saying, thank you, man. There's a saying that there's market for everyone. You'd be amazed, there'll be some people that would see the new builds and would say, nah, I want the whole properties. So I think for landlords, you would weigh both options. Or for me personally, I would go for both. Because you always have two types of people looking for property. But unfortunately, the new development is not for existing landlords. I think it would be best to make that clear. It's for first-time buyers or for those wishing to sell theirs and buying a new one. But for those of us that already have properties in the borough, I wouldn't say sell because of the new ones, but you would have to weigh both options, the pros and cons, in order to decide which one you'd go for. But either way, from experience, now we have new properties and we have old properties. Both are still selling, but at different price, different taste, different preferences. That's the way it works, man. Then also one more thing, I do hold a free property surgery last Wednesdays of every month. I stay back in the office between 6 and 8 p.m. I launched that last year for landlords seeking for advice or tenants seeking for advice, because like I said earlier, without knowledge we land ourselves in so many problems, and that's the reason why I've launched that program. It's a free program. All you have to do is you call into the office, they book you in, and I'm in the office to see you. So should you have any questions at all in relation to property and finance, I'll be more than happy to help as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's clap for her now. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. All right.